1470 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Nice looking, what is today? Tuesday. And we're going to talk about our eyes. From Ocala Eye, we have, is it Samantha Vertommen? Am I saying your name right, Samantha? And Charlotte Martin. You got an easy name, right? And I need to put your microphone on, then I can hear you. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning. We're doing well, thank you. How are you?
I discovered something the other day. Tell me what I discovered. Okay, I'm driving. You know, I have these cheap $7 glasses, right?
Oh, my gosh.
So I wear them because I can see my dashboard.
Okay.
All right? If I look out the windshield at the road, it doesn't really change much. I mean, I don't see that badly, but it's got a little bit of a blur to it.
Right.
What do you laugh at? All right. So, I mean, whether they're on or off, it's still the same kind of a blur. But the dashboard is what I need the glasses for. Okay.
Okay.
So the other day, the glasses were dirty, and I thought, well, I'll just take them off. I might as well just drive without them. And I noticed when I tilted my head back and I looked like down my nose, everything was really clear.
Whenever you tilted your head back without your glasses.
Like if I do this, not the dashboard. I couldn't do it for the dashboard,
Sure.
But I could do it for like things outside the car, the distance. I could read the billboards again.
So that is probably because of your eyelids.
What does it mean?
That means that your eyelids are a little droopy.
Oh, is that right?
And most likely...
Are they? Do my eyelids look droopy to you?
A little bit.
Do they?
A little bit, but usually when you're able to do that, it's because you're sort of raising your eyelids.
Getting old, Robert.
And that hood, or, kind of what blocks your peripheral vision is out of the way and not disturbing anymore. So, or obstructing,
I just need
your
to get, I know, I'll be
field
fine.
of view.
Do you know, I realize you guys have an office not too far from where Robin lives. I saw Ocala Eye on the side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, down near top of the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our 2S
Yes, we do.
office.
Hmm.
I guess I heard you talk about it before and never put two and two together that it was right there. So
Yes, we still have that office. Now, did you never come in for your eye exam?
I never did.
Okay.
Because my insurance wasn't the appropriate insurance.
Oh,
it's
I
got to be
see.
different kind of insurance,
Okay, gotcha.
which means I got to save up. So and then do it right.
Yes.
There you go.
That's where you got to do it. So what's going on over at Ocala Eye? And you have some things you want to talk about?
Sure.
So for this month, can you hear me?
I hear
Is that
you.
a little bit better? For this month, we have 2 promotions going on right now. For optical, it's $100 off your frame with the purchase of new lenses. So that's going on till the end of March. And our aesthetics department is doing a $50 microdermabrasion.
$50 for the whole thing?
For the whole thing. And
Wow.
it's typically $85. So that's
Yes.
a really, really good deal this month.
Really? And so again, I hate getting old, but I see I got this little, what's it called, rosacea thing going on?
Yes.
And that would help that?
Yes, actually it would, because
Yeah.
it helps rejuvenate those skin cells, and it takes off some of that redness.
What is that? What causes that? Is that just little tiny blood vessels that...
What
That's a
causes
really
the
good
rosacea?
question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what actually causes rosacea itself. I think that it may be hereditary, but I'm not sure.
Why did they name it so it sounds like a dessert? It should sound like a disease, I think.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, would you like some rosacea with ice cream? I think it sounds like it would work, right?
It's close to rosé, which is,
Oh, maybe that's why.
very close. So I can
Now
see
I'm
what you
going to
said.
think about that every time I say rosacea.
So you said you have an Easter egg hunt coming up?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Do you want to go ahead?
Well, that's we do an employee appreciation, something that the morale committee has put together.
Do you need a really big Easter bunny? Because I have a costume.
That
Do you
would be
really have
fun.
a costume?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I look really dopey in it, but
Oh my gosh, we might really have
Do you
hit
really?
you up about that
Yes.
for the kids. That's adorable.
it would
Yes.
not be adorable.
It would be
I'm
like a
just
little
too
photo
big.
op. No,
What?
that would be so cute.
Oh no! See,
You know how
you've-
scared the kids
The
would
kids
be?
would love that.
you
That's
spoke
what-
too
much.
soon.
You'd be
Yeah,
huggable.
you volunteered.
Real huggable.
No, I didn't. I was asking.
You'll have to be there.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. So you have employee appreciation.
So yeah, we're doing something a little new this year. The morale committee has put together some real fun activities, and we try to do something.
You have a morale committee?
We do have a morale committee. Our
need
practice
one.
is pretty big. We have quite a
we
few
should borrow
employees,
yours.
and it's just a way to get everyone together. Sometimes, outside of work and get the kids together and do some fun stuff. So
Everyone's friends over there, aren't you?
for the most part,
Did you go to
yeah,
Williston High School?
we're family.
Did the two of you go to Williston?
I did.
You
She
did?
did not.
Everybody's from Williston High School. Where'd you go to school?
I went to Lake Weir High.
Oh, Lake Weir.
Nice.
I was a Lake Weir baby.
My what is
Daughter-in-law.
daughter-in-law. I always want to say stepdaughter. My son's wife, in other words, is the teacher at Lake Weir Middle, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
awesome. I went to Lake Weir Middle as well.
Yeah. But you're about the same age as she is, so you probably weren't her student,
No, probably not.
I would think. I don't know.
Yeah, there's quite a few of us that live over in Levy County, so they like to call us Willistonians.
Oh my
We kind of
gosh.
recruit each other.
I like that. Willistonians.
Yeah.
Willistonians.
funny.
I like that. Williston-
As the refractive coordinator, what does your job entail?
Oh, yeah, we should talk about eyes, right?
So,
Maybe just a little.
so basically, I do all of the LASIK evaluations at Ocala Eye, and that also includes any other refractive procedures, which is becoming independent of glasses. So anyone who is interested in having surgery to get rid of the need for glasses or contacts, then they come and see me and have a evaluation, and I discuss their options, and we determine what's what they're a candidate for. And
Do you eventually need them as you get older, or is there going to be a time when you will need glasses again?
reading glasses, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So needing reading glasses is inevitable. Everyone will need reading glasses eventually.
Really? Okay.
So usually it's your 40s or 40-ish. There's no magic number, but there comes a time in life where your arms aren't long enough anymore and you're having to adjust the paper and
Yeah,
you need over-the-counter reading glasses. And that happens in everyone. And for some, it's, late 40s. Some, it's the day you turn 40, you wake up and you need reading glasses.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So,
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
happened to me.
is it?
Yeah, because I do artwork, and so I was doing some artwork, and I said to Robin, I need a magnifying glass. And so, it didn't even occur to me that it was my eyes. I just thought, the light or whatever was going bad. Or
A lot of people don't realize that, but it's just a normal aging change. And then, of course, as you get even older, cataracts, which you all know and we've talked about before, but that's inevitable as well.
that's
Again,
inevitable?
Yes, absolutely.
That's a done. You will
live,
get them?
If you live long enough, they are just like gray hair. That's what Dr. Deaton says. So they are just like gray hair. You will have some form or some sign of cataract formation. Usually in our late 50s, early 60s, we start to see the beginning signs of lens changes.
Yeah.
They don't always necessarily call it a cataract right away.
Oh, really?
But yeah. And that's a normal, common finding.
And that's what you do when we come in for evaluations. You also
Exactly.
help detect
And you
cataracts.
tell us.
Exactly.
You got a cataract forming.
That's right.
But you might not have to have it taken care of right away.
That's right. So it's not always interfering with the vision. And, your ophthalmologist may not always mention it because it's expected, it's a normal finding. So as long as it's not interfering with the vision, then there's nothing to be concerned about.
So somebody comes in and you give them that option and they choose glasses instead. That would be me. I don't know. Surgery always scares me. But I guess if it was cataract surgery, I'd say go for it. Because what's the other one called LASIK? That was just for instead of eyeglasses, right?
Right. So LASIK is done just on the corneal surface to, again, get rid of the need for glasses. And so that's elective. That's what we refer to as a refractive procedure. An alternative to that would be PRK, which is in the family of, refractive surgery,
I never heard that before.
or RLE. We talked about that.
Did we? And I
Yeah.
forgot? And what does it stand for? PRK?
PRK is the photorefractive
Oh,
keratectomy.
photorefractive. Yeah, I'm soft P. You ready for a phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Yes, thank you. See, last year I had cataract surgery, and I had been wearing glasses for 30, 40 years, and after my cataract surgery, all of a sudden I'm back to 20/20 vision. Was I just personally lucky, or is that pretty much true for a lot of people?
So after cataract surgery, you obtain 20/20 vision again.
Yes.
Yes, that is very common. So that is, I wouldn't say the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to get rid of the cloudy lens that you have to obtain good vision, even still with glasses. But what we do in addition to removing that lens is we do additional measurements, and when we're selecting the lens power, try to get it as close as we can to what you need. And as long as the rest of the eye is perfectly healthy and the eye is capable of seeing 20/20, then that certainly can be. So a lot of people do see 20/20 after cataract surgery.
Yes, I was very happy with my results. I was told maybe like 15, 20 years back already that I was developing cataracts at my age, which was very normal. And if I knew at that time that I would have 20/20 vision, I would have had that surgery done a long time ago so I wouldn't have to wear glasses.
That's what a lot of people say. They don't realize, and sometimes the cataract forms so gradual that you don't realize what you're not seeing. So you're not really able to compare it to anything. But we do hear that a lot, that they would have done it much sooner.
Yeah, well, it's a very, far as I'm concerned, a very easy procedure.
Yes.
And it's the results for me and for most people are just wonderful. And I couldn't say for anybody that's thinking about it that they might be afraid a little bit. Don't even think about it. It's nothing to it, and it's a wonderful result.
That's awesome. Good for you. It's a piece
Thank
of
you.
cake, right? You're welcome.
Yes,
Thank you. So you put an artificial lens in, right?
Yes.
How? Like, for example, if I'm struggling to focus, your eyes do something with the muscles, right?
Right.
Does that same thing happen with the artificial lens?
Yes, it can.
Really?
So the other surgery that we were kind of talking about, whenever you come in and you're sort of at the stage in life where LASIK isn't really the best option for you because perhaps you already need reading glasses. So LASIK is, there's a common misconception that LASIK will improve your vision beyond what you see with glasses, or that LASIK will improve the need for reading glasses, and that's not true. LASIK is only for, or primarily for people who need glasses for distance. So if you wear reading glasses, that's the normal aging change, and LASIK is not going to change that.
Ah, okay.
What we would recommend at that point, or what some people may choose to do if they need glasses for the distance as well, is what's called a refractive lens exchange. And that's basically having quote unquote cataract surgery before it's actually time for cataract surgery.
Oh, really?
So that is RLE, refractive lens exchange. It's an elective procedure again, and it is basically, it is cataract surgery, except you don't have an actual cataract, and we are replacing in a, basically clear lens with an artificial lens to achieve that same goal, to get out of glasses. And that's the more permanent solution. That is the long-term solution.
You're a very detailed person.
Yeah, no, it was very well explained.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you did that good.
Can you do that for people that are going blind and prevent them from going blind?
No. So again, the eye, there's many components, and so that only makes up one part of how we see. It's a huge part of how we see, but then you still have the optic nerve, you have the retina, the other parts of the eye. So if the rest of the eye is completely healthy, then we can proceed with that. But if you have other diseases or other reasons, that you may be going blind, then it depends on how we use that term. So,
People are diagnosed with macular degeneration.
right, then that would not work for them, no.
But if you are technically blind because of the cataract, I guess that would be an exception to that, right?
Correct.
So then you could fix that.
And if you have an actual, visually significant cataract, then you're talking cataract surgery versus an elective procedure to replace your lens.
I think we brought this up once before about supplements, but does food, I think maybe we brought this up, but you hear this all the time at the GNC, the what do you call that store?
Nutrition center.
Nutrition
Yes.
store.
Mm-hmm.
They will have stuff that they say, this is good for your eyes, etc. I don't know. Do you
Like myth, if you eat a lot of carrots, you'll see like a rabbit.
Right,
Yes.
but you'll turn orange, right? Isn't that what they say? What is it? Is it lutein or something? What is this, what they say?
It's the vitamin A and the beta carotene, I believe. There's a lot of myths. Leafy green vegetables are good for the macula. But as far as things for the lens or preventing cataracts from growing or forming, I don't know that there's anything out there for that.
Now, I heard another one too. So this is just maybe just total internet nonsense, but that if you eat a colorful plate of food like yellow corn and green beans and things, like lots of colors, then you'll be able to see colors better. Is that true?
I've never heard that before.
I've never heard that either.
Never heard
but
that?
we will research
I was
that
going
when
to
we
say,
leave
it
here
doesn't
and
mean that
ask.
The
that's
internet.
not...
I mean, it's good for you regardless.
That there's
But you have
some
that
sort
like-
of truth to it, but
So do you have?
I've never heard that.
Because in this world, I mean, we just talk to our phones and it'll tell us an answer, so we think we're experts. But you have people who, feel like they know the answer to their problem, and you have to kind of re-educate them.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. All the time.
I got to make sure I don't do that to you.
And the Charlotte, is the new office open yet? The
We
new
will-
location?
We will not be opening until the first week of July, early summer, but we have already started construction. We're working alongside Talon Construction, and it looks amazing in there so far. So we're very, very, very excited. I believe Zora and Lindsay will probably continue to give you updates on that process as they.
Are all of the services that you talk about on the show at all of the locations?
For the most part, the only thing that we're really honestly limited with would be aesthetics, which we just offer at our Villages office and our Paddock Park office.
Right.
How do you help people when they come in for an eye exam and then they say, oh no, this is going to go away, that you help them get rid of their denial?
So, you mean, I'm sorry.
Because people will think, will see that their vision is starting to go, like you referenced. They'll need
Sure.
They'll think it'll just
over-the-counter
get
reading
better on
glasses,
its
and-
I see.
own.
and they think they'll just
People
get
who are
better
in denial. Sometimes it takes just showing them the difference in the phoropter. The phoropter is the machine that we put in front of your face with the different lenses that we, with the dials that we turn
One
better
or
one
two.
or better
Two
two.
or
Exactly. So sometimes we just have to show them, okay, this is what you're seeing now without any glasses. This is what you could be seeing with glasses. And just kind of flip that back and forth. And then they're,
that's
with
good.
both eyes
Yeah.
open together, not doing the better one, better two, just going straight from nothing to what the prescription would be. And they're like, wow, oh, that's the difference, and then you just kind of explain, or at least this is what I do, where they're sitting in the room and how far away from the chart they are, and then kind of compare that to their everyday life, and that sort of thing. And it just comes down to breaking it down for them and using layman's terms and explaining how the eyes work, because it is very complex and it is hard to understand, and there are a lot of common, misconceptions, like I said, and you just don't realize it. It is a gradual process, and you have to say, hey, it's not just you, it's normal. And unfortunately, the more birthdays you have, or fortunately, I should say, then this just happens, and it happens to everyone.
Talk about glaucoma a little bit. That's the puff of air that you get or something. What is that?
Right. So the puff of air that everyone refers to is that checks the eye pressure. And to be quite honest with you, I've been doing this for 13 years. I've never used that machine.
Oh, really?
So that's kind of an older technique, an older way of doing it. Now,
okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I believe a lot of optometry offices still use that method, but as long as I've been at Ocala Eye, we've not had it, so we use a different technique, but it checks the eye pressure, and the eye pressure is one major test, I should say, or
so
it's a risk factor.
A different way.
Yes, for glaucoma. So.
How do you test it? What do you do?
It's tonometry, where we actually touch the eye. So it's
with your finger?
No. So we use a machine. There are two different ones. One's a handheld, so it's more of a automatic.
Yeah.
And the other's more manual, which is on the actual microscope that we use.
Yeah.
And it's basically by force. So the best way that I can explain it is that it flattens the cornea, and it's measured by millimeters of mercury. So it helps us, it's determined by the amount of force that it takes to flatten the cornea.
And then the cornea bounces back to its original shape?
That's
It
right.
is painless.
So, yeah. We use numbing drops first. You don't feel it.
So we have a friend, and he's got Down syndrome. So I'll give you a little profile of him. He's 57 years old, and he's been told he has cataracts, and I'm confident he does, because he can see okay, but when the sun hits him the right angle, he thinks it's smoky out there, and it's not smoky. And so I asked his brother, who was visiting from California, about that, and he said he can't get the surgery until. Were you there when he answered the question? Mm-hmm. Were you? Do you remember what he said?
Yeah, because he doesn't like anybody messing around his eye area. So
so they have to.
So that they would have to
He
sedate
needs
him.
general anesthesia.
Right, exactly. They
Yeah.
have to sedate him.
And he's got some, and I guess his medical condition
He's a heart problem.
I guess medicating him so that he would. So you have to sit still. So in his case, I'm kind of giving you two stories at once, I guess. But in his case, he won't sit still for somebody to touch his eyes.
Okay.
So they'd have to put him under? Is that what you say?
Well, at the surgery center, we do IV sedation. So he wouldn't be under general anesthesia, but with the IV sedation, it's still, it puts him almost in like a sleepy wake state. Am I describing
Would
that
he still be
well?
aware of what you're doing? Would
So
he be
it's
looking at
considered
you?
local anesthesia.
Oh, wow.
So that you're kind of in what they call la la land. So some people
Did you see that movie?
some people do fall asleep. I did not.
I didn't, and I've been
No.
wanting
Oh my God, you got to see this movie. Oh, it's,
Is it new?
to. No, it came out like 2 years ago.
yeah,
right?
a couple years ago.
Never
Yeah.
heard of it.
What's
So
the
he-
beautiful actor's name that's in it? I forgot.
Oh,
Beautiful
Ryan Gosling.
I'm not going to
Yes,
answer that.
yes.
Ryan Gosling, yeah.
Beautiful actor.
And Emma Stone, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, there's a beautiful one.
Heard
It's
of
almost
it.
like a musical.
It is a
musical.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
wonderful. Yeah.
Well, we'll put you in the Twilight Zone
City
or
of
La La
Stars.
Land.
We could play that CD in the background. So
Yeah.
hopefully you have that.
There you
So
go.
would he still be aware? I mean, of what's? I mean, because I know when my husband went for cataract, they strapped his head down and
Right.
then they
Oh,
told him
man.
like to look left or look
So
right. Does he still
sometimes
have
they-
to do that?
Right. Sometimes they remember it, but that is actually why we need to use a local anesthesia instead of general, where you're completely out, because we do need you alert enough to follow commands if we need you to look a certain way.
So he should come see you then.
Well, actually, he would need a general anesthesia.
Oh,
because
okay.
even under local, he so sometimes we do have to refer patients to an academic center where they would use general anesthesia for eye surgery due to certain ailments.
So, and I think that's the
So-
problem. I think that his main doctor, I guess, feels like what is it called? General?
Right, or local. So even under local, he may still not, because he's still aware enough that they're coming close to his eye, and that may freak him out. So
I'm going to need that too. I don't I didn't.
Yeah.
They tried contacts with me one time, and I just didn't want to do it. It's just, I don't want to
That takes
touch.
practice. but you
It
can get
does.
that.
yeah,
Are either of you wearing contacts right now?
Yes, I am.
I
are.
am too.
So blind. With
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
I'm wearing
Every day you put them in?
Every day I have to, every single day. And I even have right now, like if I don't have all my contacts, I need my glasses. I even have a pair of like shower glasses. Like I am just
Oh, wow.
a pair in my
Could you
car.
do the LASIK?
I am. I actually, after you have a child, when you're done nursing, you have to wait 6 months to a year, depending on how much your refraction is changing. So I'm almost at that year mark, and I will be seeing Samantha very soon for a LASIK eval.
Oh, my
Really?
gosh.
I am very excited. I
Wonderful.
am ready.
You got to
So
get excited.
nursing affects your vision?
It does. That's actually why I have not done it as well. When I was looking into it, I became pregnant. So there's a certain time frame that we'd like you to wait if you are planning on getting pregnant as well. So it's usually like 6 months prior and 6 months after, and that's even a question on the refractive questionnaire as well, because it's the hormones. The hormones affect everything. So just like it
Wow.
can make your hair fall out and
You gotta
all
ask
that
so many
crazy stuff,
questions.
it can affect the vision.
I don't know about you, but for myself, I definitely had a big change in vision when
I
I
did
was
too.
pregnant.
Yeah.
My
Really?
eyes got significantly worse.
Mine did
Worse?
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they go back and
It's
get
not
better.
getting better.
You would think nature would want you
Yeah.
to be able to see.
You're right. Like it would be it's something like
Yeah.
that would
And it doesn't
improve for
happen
you,
to everybody,
but
And
but
you
yeah,
only
mine
had 2
got
babies
worse.
instead of 1, right?
yeah,
So your
and I had
vision
them
is
back
like
to
that,
back,
too,
so I
yeah.
think maybe my vision
Yeah.
was like really, really bad from that.
I thought maybe it was so
Congratulations,
you couldn't
ladies.
see how handsome your husband was. It was like, no more. Ladies, thank you for coming in. Charlotte Martin and Samantha Vertommen.
Yes.
Do I say your name right?
You said it perfect.
Go to Ocala Eye and get your eyes taken care of. I will be there. I just have to,
Make
Save
the
up.
time.
be ready. So what's your phone number?
352-622-5183, and you can also request an appointment online at www.ocalaeye.com.
All right, thank you. And we'll see you
Thank
next
you.
week. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here is your 1-minute news brief from The Source. WOCA mayors and city and county officials in the state are railing against statewide rules crafted in Tallahassee that they say take away the ability of municipalities to govern their own jurisdictions. For example, one item allows short-term rentals despite local ordinances against them. Another regulates local community redevelopment agencies, and one even tells